dear students, welcome to the fifth session on the chapter valuation of shares. Here in this session, I am going to start with the second method of valuation of shares, that is yield method or dividend yield method, or which is also called market value method. So let's see how to calculate the value of share under second method. So here yield method or dividend yield method or market value method. Under this method, the value of share calculated is called market value of the share. Under first method, actually the first method is called intrinsic value method or net asset method or asset backing method. So whatever the value of share we calculate under first method is termed as intrinsic value of share. Now in the second method, the whatever the value of share we calculate, it is termed as market value of share. Okay, market value of share. Now it is very important to know on what basis we are going to calculate the value of share under second method. We have discussed under first method, it is based on net asset available for equity shareholders. So after distributing the amount available in the company among the external liabilities and among the preference shareholders, what is the net asset available for equity shareholders, that was considered as the base to calculate the intrinsic value. But now under market value method, we take into consideration the profits of the company. So here the profits of the company is taken as the base to calculate the value of market value of the share. Okay, so here the value of share is based on surplus profit available for dividend to equity shareholders and normal rate of return. So these two are taken as the base to calculate the market value of share. The first one is surplus profit available for dividend to equity shareholders, and then the normal rate of return in that line of business. Okay, so here we have to calculate the market value following various steps. In the first step, we have to calculate average annual profit before tax. So before charging any taxation, what is the average annual profit or what is the expected profit of the company, that we are going to calculate in the first step. Then in the second step, we have to deduct the taxation and any other appropriation. So if they have given us percentage of taxation, we have to deduct what is the taxation, and then if there is any appropriation like transfer to the general reserve or any other kind of accumulated reserve, that should be done in the second step. Then in the third step, dividend payable to the preference shareholders have to be deducted. So if you find the share capital, if you find the preference share under share capital, so they will be entitled for receiving fixed rate of dividend every year out of the profit. So that preference dividend has to be paid in the third step. Then we have to deduct any non-recurring or extraordinary income. Okay, if there are extraordinary or non-recurring income, only once in a while you will come across such income. So if it is included in the profit, that should be deducted. Then add back any non-recurring expenses or losses. Suppose if there was abnormal loss during any one of the years, okay, so now that has decreased the profit. So but that is not going to happen every year. You cannot say that even in future they will have fire in the shop because of which you will have abnormal losses. So if it is deducted already from the profit, so you have to add back. Then the net amount is called the surplus profit available for dividend to equity shareholders. I'll come again. First we are going to write what is the average annual profit before taxation. From that we are going to deduct the taxation and then any appropriation like transfer to general reserve or any other kind of reserve. Then we are going to deduct the preference dividend. Then if there are any adjustment with regard to non-recurring income or expenses, we are going to do that. After doing all this adjustment, whatever the net balance you get, net amount you get, that is called surplus profit available for dividend to equity shareholders. Okay, this is the first element which we require in order to calculate the market value of the share. Then in the seventh step, we are going to calculate expected rate of dividend. Okay, expected rate means what is the expected rate of dividend the equity shareholders can can expect on their investment. So here how to calculate the expected rate of return. Expected rate of return is equal to adjusted average annual profit or the surplus profit which are available for dividend to equity shareholders divided by total paid up equity share capital into 100. So we say that surplus whatever belongs to the equity shareholders, it can be distributed among the shareholders as a dividend. But whether they actually declare the dividend for the entire amount or not, that is a different matter. It depends on the retention ratio. But here we have to take into consideration the entire surplus profit which is available for dividend to equity shareholders, and then we are going to compare it with the total paid up capital to calculate the expected rate of dividend or expected rate of return. Then in the last step we are going to calculate the market value of the share. So the formula is market value of the share is equal to expected rate of dividend available for dividend to equity shareholders divided by normal rate of return into paid up value of each equity share. So we have to take into consideration what is the paid up value per equity share. So these are the steps in which we are going to calculate the market value of shares. So let us take up the first question here. Before that, let us also discuss the third method, that is fair value method of valuation of shares. So under the fair value method, as we have already discussed in the first session under this chapter, valuation of shares, fair value is just a combination of first and second method. So here we are going to just take the simple average of two methods to calculate the fair value. So fair value of a share is equal to intrinsic value plus market value divided by 2. So in order to know the fair value, we must know what is intrinsic value and what is market value. Only then it is possible to calculate the fair value. Okay, now let us take up the first question under yield method or market value method. Calculate the value of each equity share using the following information. The first information is 5,006% preference shares of rupees 100 each. So we have preference share capital of 5 lakh. Then 40,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, 4 lakh. Expected profit per year before taxation is 2,60,000. Rate of taxation is 50%. Transfer to general reserve 20% of profit after taxation. The normal rate of earnings is 15%. So these are the informations given. As I said, we are going to calculate the market value under three steps. In the first step, we are going to calculate what is the surplus profit available for dividend to equity shareholders. In the second step, we are going to calculate what is the expected rate of dividend, and in the third step we are going to calculate the market value of share. So coming to the first step, that is calculation of surplus profit available for dividend to equity shareholders, we are going to write now what is the expected profit per year before taxation. It is here given that the expected profit before taxation is 2,60,000. From that we have to deduct the taxation at 50%. So we have to calculate 50% on 2,60,000, which comes to 1,30,000. So we have to get the balance. The remaining balance is another 50,000, which is called profit after taxation. After this, we are going to deduct the appropriations. In this case, they have given one appropriation, that is transfer to general reserve 20% of the profit after taxation. So what is the profit after taxation? 1,30,000. So out of which 20% of that, so 1,30,000 into 20%, which comes to 26,000. So it should be transferred to general reserve. So less transfer to general reserve 26,000. Okay, then we are going to again have the balance 1,04,000, which is called surplus profit available for all types of shareholders. So this belongs to preference shareholders as well as equity shareholders, but you cannot distribute equally among both the types, because the preference shareholders have preferential rights and they have fixed rate of dividend. So you should give them fixed rate of dividend. So here it is stated that 5,000 6% preference shares of rupees 100 each. So there are 5,000 preference shares of rupees 100 each with the capital of 5 lakh, on which 6% fixed rate of dividend has to be paid every year. So how do we calculate the dividend now? 6% has to be calculated on the capital of 5 lakh rupees. Please don't get confused here. Coming to taxation and transfer to general reserve, we have calculated the percentage on the remaining balance, that is the profits which are remaining, that is after tax profit. But coming to the preference dividend, dividend is always calculated on the share capital. So 6% has to be calculated on the total paid up preference share capital. It comes to 30,000 less preference dividend 30,000. So the remaining balance here we get is 74,000, which is called surplus profit available for dividend to equity shareholders. Then in the second step, we are going to calculate what is the expected rate of dividend. So expected rate of dividend is equal to surplus profit available for equity shareholders divided by total paid up equity share capital into 100. So here we got 74,000 in the first step, divided by total paid up equity share capital they have given here. What is the equity share capital? 4 lakh into 100. So we get percentage, that is 18.5% is the expected rate of dividend. In the third step, we are going to calculate market value. Market value for share is equal to expected rate of dividend divided by normal rate of return into paid up value of each equity share. So expected rate, as we calculated, it is 18.5 divided by what is the normal rate given in the question. They have given 15%. Okay. Sorry, here 18.5 divided by 15 into what is the paid up value per equity share. 40,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. 40,000 into 10, 4 lakh. So here face value is also 10, paid up value is also 10. So we have to multiply 10 rupees. So 18.5 divided by 15 into 10, we get 12.33 per share as the market value of the share for this question. Okay. Then let us take up the second question now. Sudhir Limited has 50,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, rupees 8 paid up, and 40,000 7% preference shares of rupees 10 each. The company transfers 10% of divisible profits to general reserve every year. The expected profit before tax is 10 lakh and the rate of taxation is 65%. Normal rate of dividend is 16%. Find out the value of each equity share under yield method. Again, we have to follow the same steps here. We are going to calculate the market value under 3 steps. Okay. First, we are going to write what is the expected profit before taxation. So what is the profit given here before tax? 10 lakh. From this, we are going to deduct the taxation. So here it is given that the rate of taxation is 65%. So 65% on 10 lakh, which comes to 6 lakh 50,000. We are going to have the balance, that is 3 lakh 50,000, which is called profit after taxation. Okay. From this 3 lakh 50,000, then the next step would be appropriation of profit. So we have to deduct less transfer to general reserve. Here they have given percentage, how much? 10%. The company transfer 10% to the general reserve, which out of the divisible profit. Divisible profit is nothing but profit after taxation. So transfer to general reserve 10% on 3,50,000, which comes to 35,000. So now when you deduct the balance, you will have 3,15,000, which is called surplus profit available for dividend to all types of shareholders. From this, we are going to deduct the preference dividend. So what is the total capital? Preference share capital 40,000, 7% preference shares of rupees 10 each. So 40,000 shares into 10. So capital is 4 lakh. On 4 lakh, we have to calculate 7%, which comes to 28,000. So we are going to deduct 28,000 from 3,15,000. So we will have balance of 2,87,000, which is called surplus profit available for equity shareholders. Then in the second step, we are going to calculate what is the expected rate of dividend. Surplus profit available for dividend to equity shareholders divided by total paid up equity share capital into 100. Surplus profit, as we calculated here, it is 2,87,000, that we are going to write in the numerator, divided by total paid up equity share capital. Now this is very important. Sudhir Limited has 50,000 equity shares of rupees 10, but 8 is paid up. So number of shares is 50,000. Face value of one share is actually 10, but they have paid only 8 rupees. So to know what is the total paid up capital, 50,000 into 8. So which comes to 4 lakh rupees. Okay, don't multiply 10. It is just the face value. Paid up value is only 8. So 50,000 into 8, which comes to 4 lakh. Okay, into 100. 2,87,000 divided by 4 lakh into 100, we get 71.75% as the expected rate of dividend. Then step 3, we are going to calculate the market value of share. Market value is equal to expected rate of dividend divided by normal rate of dividend into paid up value per equity share. So 71.75 divided by normal rate of return given in this question here is 16. So 71.75 divided by 16 into paid up value, as I said, per share it is only 8 rupees. Okay, so when you simplify this, you will get rupees 35.88 per share as the market value of the share. Here in this session, we have discussed the theory part of second method, that is yield method, and also third method, that is fair value method, and we have solved 2 questions under yield method. So let us take a few more questions under these methods in the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching.